Hey everybody, and welcome back to Just a Mental Note. Today I'm going to be sharing with you all of the things that I've been lucky enough to acquire because I'm a disabled person. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that last week I turned 27, and it was my second quarantine birthday, so it was a little rough. It's hard not being around people for now 2 birthdays, but I spent the entire day with my husband and my dogs, and that was really great, and then we spent the weekend kind of getting our apartment together and setting things up, which I'm so excited for. Everything looks so good. Anyways, the day before my birthday, I was lucky enough to get in with another specialist. Yet another specialist. I told Jake I should get a punch card for how many doctors I've seen at this point because every time I see a doctor, they refer me to another specialist. So I went and saw this orthopedic specialist and she was incredible, but she told me that I have legs, they do work, it may hurt, but they work and I need to be working them as much as I can. So she gave me a walker. And that got me thinking, like, how many people get a walker for their 27th birthday? But then I started thinking about all of the other things I have, and I'm like, how many people who have just entered their late 20s have all of these things to help them? So today I wanted to share all of my equipment. Most of these things I've collected over the past year or so as my chronic pain has gotten much worse. But also, I probably could have used these things earlier. I simply did not get them because I felt like I shouldn't. I felt like, oh, well, you can walk, you're fine. Even if a wheelchair or a walker or a shower chair would have made my life easier, I refused to do it because I thought, you're in your 20s, you don't need it. But here's the thing, sometimes you do. Sometimes you need a little collection of equipment and other things to help you in your day-to-day life, and that's okay. And today I'm sharing mine. So the first thing that is essential to me as a disabled person, and now not all disabled people have to take as many pills as I do, but a lot of them do. And if you do have to take all of the pills that I do, or a similar amount, you need something like this. And it's huge. I take pills 4 times a day. A few months ago, I filmed a video going through all of my medications, and my medication list is still mostly the same. I have added some supplements. But in that video, I used this pill organizer. And in just a few months, I have had to upgrade to this one. It gets more, opening it, it's more than double. However, I love this one. I love the fact that it separates it into all 4 times I need to take my meds every day. I love the fact that I can actually fit all of my medications and my supplements in here because supplements are huge and they did not fit in this one at all. So it's really nice to have that. But it's also really helpful to keep track of what meds I have and haven't taken. It's really easy for me, one, as a person with ADHD, but also with somebody who takes, I mean, you can see how many pills are in there. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's really hard to remember, did I take that? Did I take this specific one? Did I actually take that pill, or did I just think about taking it and I didn't actually do it? So it's really nice to have this pill organizer. I can just look at the time and say, oh, I did take my meds, or I didn't take my meds. I have everything in here, everything fits. This follows me around my entire apartment. It's a lifesaver. I don't know what I would do without this because simply the amount of pill bottles that I would have to carry around or go through every single day, I would not be able to keep track. This instead, I have to fill up once a week and then I don't have to deal with my pill bottles anymore. The second thing that is essential to my well-being, my functioning, my overall level of pain and pain management abilities is my heating pad. And I'm going to be really careful with this cord because I've almost knocked my water down like 3 times. This thing is a lifesaver. Now, if you don't know, I have an autoimmune disease called ulcerative colitis, and because of this disease, I cannot take most over-the-counter pain medications. I can't take Advil, I can't take Aleve, I can't take aspirin. The only options I have are Tylenol or a prescription strength pain medication. Trying to manage my pain can be very difficult at times because Tylenol doesn't do anything and I don't want to go to prescription pain management. That's not something I'm interested in. This is a lifesaver. This helps so much. We also have a bag of ice. We don't have a nice ice pack, which we probably will get at some point. For right now, we just have a bag of ice that sits in the freezer, and I use that, and I can go back and forth between heat and ice. And for my hip pain and for my shoulder pain, sometimes it is literally the only thing that will help ease that pain and make it so I don't want to scream. I love my heating pad. I also have one right here, but it's more decorative than anything else. This is one of the ones that you can throw in the microwave, and I believe it used to smell of lavender. It's not so much anymore. It's an owl, I just love that. But this one literally follows me around the house. I normally have it plugged in next to my bed when I'm sleeping. I have it plugged in at my computer during the day, or I bring it over to the couch. Like, it literally follows me everywhere because I could always use it. I could always use it. Actually, after I'm done filming, I probably will use it because sitting up for this amount of time ends up hurting my hips. The third and last thing I'm going to be able to show you while sitting down right here that I have gotten because I'm a disabled person to help with my injuries and chronic pain is a sling. Now, Jake has multiple times made me my own sling. If I can find pictures, I'll put them up. But recently we actually bought one. Most of the time people will hear me complain or you'll hear me talk about my hip pain, but I also deal with severe shoulder pain as well. It just doesn't come up as often. When it does though, it is awful. And having this sling is going to be a lifesaver. This is going to be so much more comfortable than our little homemade slings digging into the back of my neck. I'm really excited and I'm really happy to have this because when that shoulder pain hurts, it hurts. Moving it'll hurt, touching it hurts, everything hurts. So just immobilizing it, letting it rest for a few days is definitely the best thing for me. And this is going to make that so much easier and so much more comfortable. So the first big piece of equipment that I got for my disabilities was my wheelchair. And if you guys remember, you can go back to the video where I introduced the fact that I can walk, but I'm using a wheelchair simply to help with my chronic pain and my mobility. And that not all people who use wheelchairs are unable to walk or have that inability. Some people use mobility devices as aids, while other people use them as like their sole source of mobility. Now this is my second wheelchair. My first wheelchair is currently outside in our car, and we use that one when I go to all of my doctor's appointments. This one is a little bit smaller, so it stays inside, and it also helps with germs and the whole, panorama thing going on. So my wheelchair is a simple drive wheelchair, and it costs about $100 on Amazon. However, there are a couple extra things that I've added to it to make it more comfortable and more useful for me. First thing is a cushion. And now this cushion is in a pillowcase because I am super sensitive to different textures and this can hurt my thighs, can start chafing and stuff like that. But this memory foam cushion is incredible and makes it so I can actually sit in this chair longer than 5 minutes without my hips being in so much pain. Because what's the point of having a wheelchair for hip pain if the wheelchair also causes hip pain? And Jake had the incredible idea of putting a pillowcase on here so that way the material doesn't bother my legs. And that sits there all the time, unless I'm filming, in which case I move the cushion over there. On the back of the wheelchair, if I can just spin this around real quick, we have my cup holder. And we try to put only cups in here that either have lids. Lids with straws are great as well because I spill things all the time. But having this cup holder has made me more independent in the sense that it's a lot easier to roll around if you don't also have to worry about having a cup in your hand. You just put it back here and I can move a lot easier. There's also a pouch back here, but I want to get a bigger bag because, right now I don't have a lot of stuff in here. I have a charger that I carry around, and normally my pill case goes in here. But besides that, even that doesn't really fit into the pocket. So I want to get a bigger bag for that, but right now the pocket works. And then, on the very front, we have the footrests. Now I put one of each type on. The footrests came when we bought the chairs,
But when we bought the first chair, the bigger chair that's currently outside, we got just this normal footrest. It's just plastic. It's a little bit shorter, clearly. Very simple, very easy. And those footrests honestly are probably going to go back outside with that chair, so that way I can use them at my appointments, because apparently people at the appointments don't like when you tuck your feet underneath your chair. And then when we bought that second chair, we got the other type of footrest, which is supposed to be the more comfortable one. You have this calf pad right here, and then your footrest out here. These are really comfortable, especially when I'm sitting at my computer, because I use my wheelchair as a desk chair as well. So yeah, that is all of the features of my chair so far. We got our footrests, cushion, and then back there, we got the cup holder and the pocket. Hopefully soon, we will have a bag.
And then we got my handy dandy walker. I actually started calling her Betsy. This thing has been so helpful in helping me get around my apartment. It makes just walking a lot easier. I tend to use my chair when I'm gonna go a place and stay there. For example, if I'm coming from the bedroom to my desk and I'm gonna sit at my desk for a while, I'll use my chair. But then I can use my walker for, say, if I'm going just to the bathroom really quick and coming back to my chair. This has just made my mobility a lot easier. It helps take some of that pressure off of my hips, and it really, really helps to decrease that pain. And also, this is the first device and the only device so far that I have that I didn't have to pay for out of pocket. Insurance actually covered this one, we think. I haven't gotten the bill yet, so we're hoping. But yeah, this is the first one that a doctor has actually given me, and given me under insurance. All of the other devices and things that I have, I've had to buy myself, and then I tell my doctor and they're like, oh yeah, you should definitely have one of those. But very luckily, this was one that I did not have to pay for out of pocket, and it is very helpful, and it doesn't take up much room. I'm still new to it, obviously. I only got it last week. Okay, come on. There we go. Can't do it on camera. Whoop. Simple, easy to store, but also super easy to get open and stand right back up. Betsy has been great. I wasn't expecting to get a walker for my 27th birthday. That was not on my list of things that I wanted. It was not on the list of things I expected, but I'm really happy about it, and I'm very grateful that I have something that helps me get around a little bit easier, that I can use my legs and work on those muscles, because hopefully working on the muscles in my legs and in my hips will then decrease the pain, is what we're thinking. I actually have an entire health update that I need to give you guys, but I have a lot of doctor's appointments coming up, and I'm gonna be learning a lot in these appointments. We do believe that we possibly know a diagnosis, but I have to go to like 3 or 4 more specialists before I get any sort of answers. Once I get answers, I will tell you. But as of right now, my specialist that I have seen, the orthopedic specialist, wants me to use the muscles and use my legs as much as I can. And this really, really helps. And we got another puppy and a towel on the floor. Excuse my dirty bathroom. But the very last thing that I have to share with you guys is my shower chair. This chair actually Jake bought for me without telling me. He just brought it home one day because he knew it would be very, very helpful for me. Showering can be hell, absolute hell for me. And even though we do have a standing shower, I'm not gonna open it because it's dirty right now, but in the corner there is a bench. However, I didn't feel very comfortable sitting on that bench. I don't know why. So Jake got me my very own chair, and it has been great. Now, do I use it as much as I should? No, absolutely not. Am I going to continue not using it as much as I should? Probably until it gets to the point where I just get over myself and start using it more. But it has been incredible. It's super easy to clean. It's not as comfortable as I wish it was, but I can deal with that because it's just an easy, simple place for me to sit down, and that's all I need. That's all I need, especially when I'm showering. I haven't shaved my legs in months. I might actually be able to do that now. Thank you guys so much for watching. You know that I love every single one of you. Your support and your patience means everything to me. Thank you so much for sticking around even though I didn't upload last week. Again, it was my birthday week and I had a lot of doctor's appointments, so I had other things to be focusing on, but I will be uploading hopefully every single Friday at 11 a.m. going forward. This is the part where I tell you, if you haven't already, to smash that like button for me, click subscribe, and ring the notification bell so that way you'll always know when a new video has been posted. Let me know in the comments down below what one device you think would help your life the most. For me, it's probably been my chair, but Betsy's definitely up there too. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I'm Devin. This has been Just a Mental Note, and I'll see you next week.